Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and if you are listening to this right now, you have come out of the greatest XRP shakeout in history alive. Physically alive, at least. Perhaps not unscathed. There's a lot of people that ended up selling along the way. And look, look, anybody that felt emotional fear, all that does is make you a normal human. I get it. I'm sympathetic. But I will share with you that despite whatever's going to happen with the SEC and XRP potentially being declared actually from a legal perspective as security, regardless of what happens to that, I do not believe for a moment that XRP is going to stop existing. I do not believe that XRP is going to go to zero. And so I didn't feel the scary negative emotions that so many did. And I'm not saying that to brag, I promise. It's just, I am so used to this. I'm so numb to all this crap. And I still firmly believe that XRP is simply going to do what it's been doing for its entire existence, which is move in tandem with the entire crypto market, which is led by Bitcoin. It's just going to keep doing that. XRP simply is not going away, but it's amazing what's happened over the last couple of these days with the news of the SEC. It scared people, and I understand why. I totally get it. And so a lot of people started selling. Then, in addition to that, you saw an additional altcoin sell-off after that, not led by XRP. Some people are driving this narrative that XRP led it. No. The timing doesn't match up. That's totally bogus. But then, on top of the bad news, altcoins in general, because they do frequently move together, they all just started tanking yesterday. So you had this compounded problem, and that's why you saw XRP as like the worst performer the other day when it got down to like 21 cents. But here we are, and I would argue that this is like the greatest shakeout in the history of XRP. And yes, I understand that XRP went from almost $4 ultimately down to 10 or 11 cents this year. I totally understand that, but to me, this particular shakeout is spectacular, and holy hell, it happened quickly. And it was just, it's so fear-based. It's just been really fascinating here. Now, for those of you that watched my video the other day where I was talking about price, you may not have been surprised to see that XRP has recovered to this degree so quickly. And it's not guaranteed to stay here. I'll explain why in a moment. But it has recovered, and I shared with you opinions from all sorts of chart analysts that said, hey, there's a really good chance that this is going to be moving up, and it may not be done even to this point. It could be getting back up into the 40s before the year's out, at the 40-cent plus range. And so I'm going to share with you opinions from a number of analysts, but I got to tell you, so the people that have been in the space long, and especially the chart analysts, they did not emotionally respond just like I didn't. It's like, go figure. The people that arm themselves with more knowledge are not afraid. Go figure. Especially if you've got some experience in the market, which admittedly helps as well. But, there are all sorts of people that saw this as a tremendous opportunity and actually stocked up on XRP. And so, look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not offering financial advice. I don't have a financial background of any kind, so you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast. I'm interested in the topic just like you are, and so I think it's fun as a hobby to make YouTube videos. Just want to be clear, that's all it is. I'm not pretending to be some sort of expert, really, I don't even want to learn how to read a chart, to be perfectly honest with you. I enjoy researching fundamentals, but when I launched this channel, I always wanted to be kind of like, just imagine if I'm sitting down with you and like having a beer on a patio somewhere, just what would we talk about if we were in that environment? Because frankly, I don't have friends and family that are sufficiently interested in this topic where I could do that with any sort of amount of regularity. And I do have friends and family, a bunch that own XRP, but they don't care. They don't look at it. They don't follow it. I don't think they understand the bigger implications of what's going on. So that's where I'm coming from with all this, and I have a great time doing it. Now, as I'm recording this, XRP is at 33.8 cents. Bitcoin's at $23,461. You got the market cap for the asset class still hovering around $645 billion, with Bitcoin dominance an astonishing 67.5%. It's going to be interesting because it's not going to be that high forever. And as the market matures, you will see a handful of winners. I don't know what the final number is going to be, but obviously you don't need 7,000 new forms of money in cryptocurrencies. But there will be some that get some major adoption. And in terms of Bitcoin dominance, it's not going to look like it does today. And even in 2017, during that bull market, Bitcoin did get down to about 35% right there. And so here's a tweet from Credible Crypto. and he's probably got like 87,000 followers now. I really enjoy following what he thinks and the direction this is all going. But he wrote the following just a few hours ago. 90% of Ripple's customers are not in the United States. 90+% of XRP trading volume occurs on exchanges outside the United States. XRP is not a security in Singapore, the UK, Switzerland, and Japan. If you think the SEC case is sending XRP to zero, you may not be thinking objectively. XRP is global. I am in lockstep with that thinking. XRP is not going away. And even if, and that's a big if, XRP is legally declared to be a security, which it has not been declared, there's just an assertion from the SEC at this point, but even if the rest of the world disagrees. So it would be shocking if that happened, and it wouldn't stop anything, though. Like, XRP will still continue to exist here. And look, I understand, too, I want to mention this before I forget it. From a technical analysis perspective, what I'm seeing from analysts is that more likely than not, you are going to see XRP continue to appreciate in price. The macro trend's certainly still in place. And, even in the short term, seeing XRP, 43 cents or higher, definitely in the cards. Now, what would invalidate that is if you have some seriously scary news come out and shake people out, just like the SEC news, it frightened people. Like, what if, for instance, and I'm going to talk about this more in a separate video, probably not today, but in a separate video. I do want to go in depth more on this topic. Like, what if a major exchange like Coinbase delists XRP? How would that scare people? Or people in the United States going to think, holy hell, I can't even sell my XRP if everyone's going to, delist it, and is that going to cause some serious panic in the market, this or that? And then lemmings off a cliff. Something like that could happen, but outside of any sort of information like that, the technical analysts that I'm following, they pretty much just think it's in the short term more likely than not going to increase. And even if there is some serious bad news, you'll just find another bottom, and it's going to hover around. But the fact remains that XRP continues to follow the price action of Bitcoin. There's no indication that's going to change. So even though it doesn't follow it down to the second, the minute, the day, the week, the month, whatever, I got it. And certainly when there's scary news, then for the period of time in which people are scared, yeah, they're going to emotionally sell for just that particular asset, in this case, XRP. I got all that. But it's not like it's going to be at that price level forever. My gosh, people, it's emotional buying and selling. And in this case, yes, I understand that there was some actual fear out there based on something that's actually happening, but it still was like lemmings following one another off a cliff. That's what it looked like to me. And so I retweeted what Credible Crypto wrote. And I wrote the following. And I got a little emoji pointing down to his tweet, and I wrote the following. Also, congrats to those that bought XRP at 21 cents yesterday. It's currently 34 cents. What a shakeout that was. I will continue to not participate in such emotional buying/selling behaviors. That's a Moon Lambo promise. Yeah, I'm not going to, I'm emotionally bulletproof when it comes to this stuff. I'm a long-term holder, and I've been very public about my stance, which is quite simply that I will ride this bitch to zero if necessary, but I don't think it's going there. That's my humble opinion. And I think that XRP will be worth substantially more in the future than it is today. And the short-term volatility and the scare tactics that are being employed here, all this stuff with the SEC, it's not shaking me. It is not going to shake me, period. Here's another tweet from Credible Crypto, because somebody wrote to him, in response to that last tweet that I read, where he's talking about how he's getting, Ripple effectively has customers all over the planet, and XRP is global, not going to zero. Somebody named Leroy Jenkins. That's a funny name. Leroy Jenkins. If you don't know what that is, actually, that's a meme from a decade ago. Anyway, so this guy wrote, "You don't think the SEC's influence can reach outside the United States? You are mistaken." To which Credible Crypto responded, "That's not what I said. What I said is that this case isn't going to magically eradicate demand for the third largest crypto in the space that is widely accepted in many countries across the world. Sure, the United States ruling it as a security will have some impact. It won't destroy XRP." I could not agree more. I stand firm with that. Ripple will continue to exist. Hell, they'll leave the country if they have to, I bet. If they actually have to. But for so many reasons, which I'm going to articulate further in a separate video, because otherwise it's just go way too long. I do not believe that XRP is going to be deemed a security. I'll be happy to cite this, but then I got to move on because I don't want to talk about this topic in this video. But I really do, at this point, strongly suspect that what you're going to see is a settlement between the SEC and Ripple, and then XRP likely to not be a security. And there's all sorts of reasons that I'm thinking along those lines, but for another video. Here we go. Somebody named The One wrote, what alt might you be looking to take a position in for 2021, 2022 now? XRP isn't going to perform like if there was no SEC case. Refer to Ken. And then Credible Crypto simply responded, I think XRP will perform just fine. And so I strongly think he's right, because look, like, there's nothing that is going to in the short term make humans behave differently than they are, just the sense that altcoins follow Bitcoin. And so fine, you can have individual instances like this which really scare people. Fine, I acknowledge it. I totally acknowledge. I'm going to pretend like that's not doing this. Of course it's doing it. But it's like the fear will eventually dissipate. People that aren't afraid already have jumped in, which is why the price went from as low as 21 cents to, as I record this, close to 34 cents. It's because people that disagree with you, if you're one of the scaredy cats, which I am sympathetic again, I'm just teasing a little. But even if you are one of the scared people, okay, there's people that don't feel that way, and they jumped in and they bought your fear. And that's always going to happen. So however low this stuff goes during these fear moments, fine, but it doesn't change the general trajectory. And there's so much flowing into the crypto asset class. Holy hell. We're going to have, I believe, in fact, likely in 2021, $1 trillion market cap for the asset class. I would not be the least bit surprised. I think you're going to have individual cryptocurrencies, the ones that prove that they deserve to have long-term viability because they're solving a real-world problem. Like, I think you'll have individual cryptocurrencies that have $1 trillion market caps. I think that's totally in the cards here, right? And then somebody named JT wrote, regardless how this all shakes out, if you got through the last 2 days in XRP and didn't sell, you have my utmost respect. As someone who has traded for 2 decades, the last shakeout was one for the record books, and I will go down as one of the most intense, it will go down as one of the most intense I've ever had to buy into. Yeah, I share the sentiment. I know exactly what you're talking about. Chart Analyst DIY Investing wrote this yesterday, and then I've got a follow-up tweet that he put out today. So here's the one from yesterday in the afternoon, 3:08 p.m. Going out and calling it right now. And mind you, by the way, I want to pause. XRP, when he tweeted this out, I believe it was around 26 or 27 cents, mind you. So it recovered a little bit. But anyway, he writes, XRP will close above monthly resistance at 43 cents, completing the greatest shakeout since pandemic. I expect price to get bought up below 30 cents, followed by a strong move to close out the year above 43 cents. We'll retweet later for clout. And to this point, we'll see what happens, but it has been following that. And so that's why, look, I suspect that if these analysts are right that are saying this, and he's just one of the ones that was speaking along these lines, I highlighted a few in my video yesterday. If they're right, first of all, it's amazing to think that how many people got shaken out along the way, some of them long-term holders. And so I suspect, based on how many people are saying this is the direction we're going, I suspect they're probably right. And if it doesn't happen, then I think it's just going to be because there was some other major scary news like Coinbase or Binance US or what. Pick your major exchange that delists XRP if something like that actually happened, which may or may not. I don't know, but I'm going to talk about it. I've got some stuff to say about it. Again, that's got to be a different video, though, or else I'll just go way too long. There's too much to talk about with all this activity. So anyway, here's a tweet from DIY Investing from this afternoon, just a few hours ago. Remember when XRP haters told you to sell support after a breakout of a 2+ year resistance? I tried to warn everyone this would be the biggest shakeout since the pandemic. This thing's going to close above $18 billion market cap. Just watch. We shall see. He really could be right. And check out this. He had this tweet also about XRP and XLM, which of course is Stellar Lumens. So he's got XRP and XLM side by side. And he wrote, the dip on Stellar has already been bought up, but XRP is just lagging behind. People are super bearish on XRP, but the same wick that happened on XLM is coming to ZERPs soon. And ZERPs, of course, many of you know, it's just a slang term for XRP. And so he wrote in parentheses, or not parentheses, quotation marks, this time is different. And then he wrote, no, it's not, plebs. So here's the chart that he had right here. We shall see. It's going to be something to watch. But yeah, the recovery is not done. It is not done to this point. Here's a tweet from chart analyst Magic from yesterday when prices were still notably suppressed. Probably, I'm guessing, since it was yesterday evening, it's probably around 27 cents or something like that. But anyway, Magic wrote the following. I bought the dip today in XRP, and I will continue to do so if XRP falls further. I've read the SEC's allegations, and while they are serious, I think Ripple is likely to be victorious. Also, XRP is independent of Ripple, the company, and will remain regardless of Ripple's status. Firmly agree with that. Here is another one, and this was from today, just a few hours ago. Magic wrote, feels good to load up on the bottom. And so he knew. It's like, this is what I'm saying. Like the chart analysts, the people in the know, the people that track all this and have been in the space for a while, like, how about that? Price goes low. When it's the most scary to purchase, historically, that's the best time to do it. And so he just recognized that and was like, yeah, I'm going to buy. And he did. And good for him. And everybody else that wanted out because they're scared, hey, I respect your decision. Whatever, I get it. It is scary out there. And if this is something that's going to make it so that you can't sleep at night, or it's too much at risk, well, yeah, if you want to sell, you definitely should. It's not like, I think you're doing something wrong or horrendously wrong, nor should you care what I think on that topic. But I just wanted to share with you, I get it. And that's why I keep saying I do sympathize. I really mean it. I totally get how scary this can be for people. I'm just explaining why, for me, it is not scary. And also, I've only invested what I'm willing to lose in case I'm wrong. Okay. And then there is this too. No reason to short Bitcoin on-chain, and Analyst explains why. And this is from newsbtc.com. Those who plan to short the ongoing bull run must think twice, as per on-chain analyst Kim Young-ju says. And again, I want to be clear as I'm going through this. XRP still, to this point, despite the shakeout that has just happened, which we're still recovering from, it is still following the price action of Bitcoin. This matters. The chief executive of CryptoQuant, a data analytics firm, said in a Thursday tweet that traders have no reason to place bets on Bitcoin's potential fall. He explained that despite the cryptocurrency's short-term downside correction from its record high of $24,300, institutional investors buy it at local lows. And so he said, he highlighted that that was a so-called Coinbase Pro outflow indicator. The metric measures the amount of Bitcoin getting transferred from the U.S. exchanges' wallets. He noted two instances wherein the outflow rate surged. At that time, the cost to purchase one Bitcoin was well above $23,000. And he said, and I quote, "The most important factor now is institutional investors. Massive over-the-counter deals still ongoing, according to on-chain metrics, and Coinbase outflow hit $24,000 Bitcoin yesterday." And so, my friends, whatever people are feeling in terms of fear in Bitcoin or in XRP, whatever they're feeling, it doesn't matter. The trend is onward, upward. Institutional money continues to pour into the crypto asset class, mostly into Bitcoin, and that's fine. Because I am pro-Bitcoin. I want it to do well. I suspect it will indefinitely. And I know that XRP is going to continue to follow Bitcoin. I firmly believe XRP is not ever going to go to zero, despite what you may be fearful about regarding what's happening with the SEC, because that's one country on the planet. And the rest of the world disagrees, and it's not going to matter. Even if it negatively hurts the price of XRP in the short term, that's just shaking out the weak hands, and it's just going to keep going. That's my firm opinion. And then there is this. Bitcoin could top $50,000 in 2021. And so I'll be real brief with this. I just wanted to mention this before wrapping up the video here, but Garrick Heilman, head of research at blockchain.com, shares his view that Bitcoin could hit $54,000 in 2021. And here's a quote: "My expectation is that Bitcoin will become $1 trillion asset as early as next year." So Heilman's prediction is based on wider adoption led by institutional investors, with the number of people owning cryptocurrencies exceeding 100 million. Look at this. See, it's not going away, period. It is easy for me to see Bitcoin being a $50,000 next year. Famous hedge fund manager Michael Novogratz shares the sentiment, saying Bitcoin could outshine gold in the next few years. Super duper. I want it to do well. I suspect it will, and I firmly believe XRP, despite little hiccups like this, it's just going to keep following Bitcoin, and that's my firm stance right now. But it's interesting to track, is it not? So hope you're doing well. Hopefully, since you're physically alive, that's good. Perhaps not unscathed emotionally, but you are here. The world will keep on turning. all that birds chirping, sky blue, all that crap. It's like it's okay. It's gonna be okay. But I will wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.